when Tony grabbed a cup of water. He accidentally brushed against a toy car. The next second, the toy car magically transformed into a sports car. Seeing this, Tony's eyes widened in shock. Then he pulled out a random piece of junk he found earlier that day. He casually picked up a painting, and it turned into a masterpiece by a famous artist. Tony immediately realized he was about to hit it big. It turns out 10 minutes ago, Tony had found a ring among some scrap materials, and that was when the trash-to-treasure system was activated. At first he didn't take it seriously, but now, Tony understood that he really had a system. To confirm his theory, he quickly took out an old worn-out painting left by his ancestors. Then with a wave of his right hand, a golden light flashed, and the painting was miraculously restored. Next he grabbed a broken ceramic piece, used the same method, and after the golden light, the shattered vase was fixed. Tony, who had just been complaining about the lack of future in collecting scrap, now found himself at the peak of his life thanks to a ring. Having lived in poverty his whole life, Tony quickly packed the restored treasures, and decided to visit the antique market, to see if he could sell these restored items for a good price. When he handed the ancient painting to a vendor, the sly vendor claimed the painting was a fake, saying it wasn't worth anything. He even pretended to be kind, offering just $100 for the junk. Tony immediately rejected the offer. The vendor quickly became nervous, raising the price to $500, but Tony wasn't foolish. He immediately went to another antique dealer to see how much they would offer. After inspecting the painting, the dealer quietly walked over to Tony and offered a price of $100,000. Just then a rich lady standing nearby noticed. She immediately said she would pay 10 times that price. The next second, Tony took the painting from the dealer and handed it to the rich lady. The lady couldn't believe she had found a true masterpiece in the market, but she soon noticed the painting had been repaired. Realizing Tony had exceptional restoration skills, she offered $1 million, and also included a job offer with $1 million annual salary. But Tony knew the painting's value was far beyond $1 million, so he rejected her offer. He wasn't interested in the job either. At that moment, an antique appraisal expert approached. Hearing the man boast, he decided to see what this treasure was all about. After a quick glance, he realized the ceramic piece was a multicolored glazed bottle, worth at least $1 million, and the painting was even more impressive. It was a masterpiece from a renowned artist, valued at no less than $2 million. Upon hearing this, the rich lady immediately raised her offer to $5 million. Tony didn't hesitate and agreed to the deal. However, the lady added that the $5 million was not just for the painting and vase. She also wanted Tony's help. It turned out the rich lady's antique business was about to open. To gain some recognition, the shop had taken on a project to restore ancient Chinese paintings, but this particular painting could only be restored once. If it failed, it would become worthless. The lady had been searching for a skilled restorer for days, and finally found Tony. The next day, many business elites arrived at the lady's company. As the lady clapped, several priceless national treasures were brought out. When Tony saw this, he immediately panicked. But the beautiful boss didn't waste words. She told Tony to restore the painting. Tony wasn't sure, because when he got the ring, he had only restored 2 things. By the third, the ring's power would fail. Now with 9 paintings to restore, he was sure there would be problems. But Tony didn't panic. He first tried with the first painting, and soon a golden light began to shine.